Welcome back to Ozarks Live. We are with Rob Blevins from the Discovery Center. Rob, thanks for being here. How are you?
Doing pretty well, actually.
You are now, aren't you?
Yeah, I think that's how I'm doing.
Okay.
A little jet lagged, probably.
Yeah, a little bit of that, a little bit, whirlwind.
This is crazy. So let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
Now, you just won a huge prize. Is this something that you had to apply for, or did you get nominated, or how did that work?
Yeah, we applied for this, almost 3 months ago.
Okay.
And basically, weeks after that is when the craziness started. We got selected as a semifinalist after that, and they had us do some virtual incubation with a company called Global Silicon Valley, GSV. It's a venture capital firm. They invest in a lot of education software, things like that, but they helped us incubate what we're doing. We had to go to Dallas for a week. Wow. We had to pitch. We did a pitch as part of that. 1,400 people started an application for this award. 1,400 organizations.
Wow,
and over
nationwide,
1,000,
obviously.
nationwide, and over 1,000 completed it. And then it got narrowed down to the 20 semifinalists. And then last week they announced the 5 finalists,
very cool,
including
which
us.
You were.
Which
yeah.
We were,
yes.
had to be a finalist to be the finalist. And that was wild. And so they're like, okay, here's the trip. We're going to New York. And,
oh my gosh.
And what did you win? You won.
We won $1 million. We
$1 million.
We won the inaugural STOP Award
Okay.
through the Center for Education Reform and media partner Forbes.
And then remind us, what is the STOP Award and kind of how did this whole process, like how did you get here basically with this?
So this award is to recognize an outstanding response, educational response during COVID.
Okay.
And so the Discovery Center was one of only 2 science centers in the world that kept serving kids in person during COVID, and we did that by not stopping. We kept our doors open. We invited all the kids, the healthcare workers' kids, first responders' kids, come to us for childcare.
Wow.
We continued their education. We didn't stop there. We did what I'm calling the COVID shuffle. We pivoted, little different dance step every time.
Right.
We opened a learning support care program at Everest, the old Everest College building. We turned that into licensed childcare to help virtual blended model students, full-time virtual students. We did tutoring, and then we also launched the Discovery School at the center. So we launched a private school. We launched learning support care. We took care, we did all these things. And that's what the award recognizes. It stands for Sustainable, Transformational, Outstanding, and Permissionless. So that's the acronym STOP.
So how is this different than from what you normally do? Because it sounds like this is a lot of new stuff that you've added to your plate. And so, is it, bottom line, the things that you're doing, is it very different than before? Although I know the process would be different.
Yeah, so yes, I know exactly what you're saying.
But
the mission, the principles, the
education.
hands-on learning. We want experiential, memorable and engaging hands-on learning. That's what the Discovery Center does. And so it's STEM-based. We have like a lot of STEM focus in our school. Obviously, yeah. So the kids, but we have our exhibits that we can use as a teaching model
Right.
to explain these concepts in more details and experts in this type of learning.
Right.
The really neat thing that we get to do is it's a 1-to-10 ratio in our classroom. So there's 1 teacher for every 10 students, and so they get to individualize the students' learning. They get what they're ready to learn when they're ready to learn it. So if you have a child who is in 2nd grade by age, and they're needing to do 5th grade math, they get to do 5th grade math.
Nice.
Or if they still need 1st grade reading and need to do 5th grade math, they can do that.
Okay, so definitely meeting people where they're at.
Yes.
Which is really, really cool.
Absolutely.
Well, I remember there was a big buzz around you guys during 2020 because of the I say daycare, you know what I mean.
No,
it wasn't daycare.
That's definitely a term we've used for it, but obviously like much more.
But it was so much education that was still going on, and for these frontline workers that had to go to work, so their kids had to go somewhere and the schools were shut down. So it was such a big deal at that point. What now, give me an example of what, we say STEM, we say hands-on. Give me an example of what that looks like for those that have not visited.
Yeah, so STEM stands for, I should probably, say what that acronym stands for. I use it all the time, but, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Yeah.
So in those fields, and science as a term encompasses quite a lot. But if you can maybe use, you're learning about gravity, or, the egg drop challenge, where you create something that can keep an egg from, that one, students love that one.
Right.
keep it from breaking. And you can talk about, landing something on Mars or the moon, and how do we do that? And then maybe have them do writing about it as
Okay.
well. And so you can encompass things around it that way. But that's a hands-on project. They're always going to remember that. They use
Right.
their hands to build it. It's memorable, it's engaging, and then educational too.
Okay.
So that's how we always do things. We want to tie all those pieces together.
Yeah,
Right.
very cool. So, speaking of all the cool things you do, tell us about your Christmas event you've got going on
We
this
got about
weekend.
30 seconds to do this. but-
Grinchy Christmas, easy to explain. So Grinchy Christmas, we celebrate the Grinch, the mean one himself is there. Get to visit with him, or don't visit with him. Some kids don't want to, and that's
Whatever
fine.
you prefer.
But all kinds of Grinchy activities in the center, and it's decorated like Whoville.
Yeah.
So, it's a fun little
When is
Christmassy
this?
thing to do. It's going on all December,
Okay.
all December long. It'll actually end for our New Year's Eve event, which we've been doing now for several
Yes.
years. That'll be on December 31st at noon o'clock.
Okay.
So
Very
How do people
cool.
find you online?
discoverycenter.org.
Man, congratulations on
Thank
this
you.
huge prize. That's absolutely
Thank you. We're
amazing.
so
Yeah.
grateful for this experience and for this transformational things happening right here in Springfield.
Yes, thanks
Yeah.
for being here, Rob.
So cool. All right, well, coming up, you can meet